Hey, what's going on? This is Tyson McGuffin. Welcome to the McGuffin Show. We're on episode 27. I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Bemer Therapy. Appreciate those guys. If you are looking for a very efficient recovery device, you're looking to stay young, you're looking to tackle all that inflammation and lactic acid and all that buildup that you get after long days on the court, you should totally check out Bemer Therapy today. Get over to my website at tysonmcguffin.com, click on the sponsor link, and find that Bemer logo. Click on that Bemer logo, and you can find out all the information pertaining to Bemer Therapy. I'm a huge believer in Bemer, been using it for the last couple years, and you should be a believer as well. This episode, we are going to be talking about a potential pickleball documentary. Chet Subaru is at it again. Simone announces her retirement. Nationals, 2021 Nationals, the good and the bad. We'll have a boiler room breakdown. World Pickleball Open and Quinn's Hot Springs, which is a vacation that we are taking this weekend with the family. Happy to be back. I do not have my man K-Mac here with me, even though he usually tends to steal the show with all his articulate information. He will not be joining us today, so you only got me. I'm sorry. But just got back from Nationals. Was hoping for 3 golds, did not get 3 golds. And to be honest, the singles gold, I really don't feel right about just getting a walkover and taking a singles gold with Z-Man really not being there. Just so everybody knows, Gucci Man, who's a complete stud. Love me some Gucci Z. Like him on the court, like him off the court. He's doing a great job with the APP. He just started his APP Academy, meaning he is partnering some camps with the APP. But yeah, so Z-Man, obviously his little honey, Jenny, don't know if that's his girlfriend or his fiance, but she won Miss Wisconsin. And so with her winning Miss Wisconsin, she was competing in Miss America this weekend. If he wants to hang on to that redhead, he needed to get his butt watching her on Sunday at Miss America. Anyhow, so he was unable to play on that Sunday. I thought it was an interesting decision by USA Pickleball at Nationals not allowing him to play men's doubles on that Sunday with Althoff. They felt the need that it's not fair for the ticket buyers to, if Althoff and Zane were to make a winner's bracket final, or if they were to make a bronze medal match, they would have to default that match. And I believe the tournament staff and people that were higher up were looking at it thinking, hey, our ticket buyers would totally lose out if we had a winner's bracket final that had to be defaulted, or we had a bronze medal match that had to be defaulted. So Zane got hosed a little bit, and from what it sounded like, and I know this, the email about Championship Sunday really didn't go out until about 2 weeks prior to the event. Zane was already planning on coming to the event. So the information about the finals, to be honest, really got pushed out a little late. Nobody had any idea about Championship Sunday. I think it was a bad look on USA Pickleball, and I think if you're going to adapt the PPA format of doing the Championship Sunday, players have to know that information has to be out much earlier. So anyhow, I ended up getting a walkover in the singles final, was not able to play Z-Man, and Z-Man was able to play mixed with Andrea Coop. They made a nice little splash on Friday. Lost a tight 3-gamer against Matt and Lucy, but I believe they ended up like 5th or 6th, and then he was not able to play men's doubles on that Sunday. There's some interesting things that took place at Nationals, but firstly, I'm going to talk about this pickleball documentary. So while I was at Major League Pickleball, there was a film crew that came in, and Ashley Underwood was one of the people in that film crew. Ashley is dating Larry David. I believe everybody knows who Larry David is. And anyhow, they were getting a glimpse of 4 professional players, Ben, Irina, Annalie, and myself. And they were getting a glimpse of kind of our personal life, what we like to do off the court, also what we like to do on the court, and just really kind of getting to know the players. So I thought it was a nice spin that they, kind of focused their attention around 4 players and getting some really good insight about those players, both on court and off court. They also got a piece about Ryan Sherry. I believe Ryan Sherry was hammered, usually as he is, but he was hammered one day, and they put him on a golf cart, and I believe they did some film with them like cruising around the venue at MLP as Sherry was drinking on a golf cart. So I can only imagine what that's going to look like. But anyhow, yeah, I thought, with them kind of taking a look at the players' backgrounds, I thought that was very unique. 2 things that they did with me: they came to the house that I was staying at, and they got a glimpse of me and my family and all the kiddos, and kind of how we go about our day and how we're able to manage all that. And then they got a little piece of me in the gym, and my shirt may have been off. So anyhow, so we're going to see how that pans out. And I know that they want to be showing that documentary on programs or on networks like Netflix and Hulu and things like that. So very cool. I think it's a huge step in the right direction for pickleball. And it's going to be interesting to see if that is able to come about. So next thing here is Chet Subaru. Chet Subaru is at it again. I mean, for gosh sakes, breaking the internet. Best content in pickleball, or I should say best comedy content in pickleball. But his latest video, he is teaching a couple kiddos, a couple junior Chets, and anyhow, just do yourself a favor, get over to Chet's YouTube channel and take a look at that content. The guy is just ridiculous, and how he's able to hold a straight face is beyond me. I actually met in his previous video the gentleman that acted as the director of the park. I actually met him at the bathroom at Nationals, and I was sitting there taking a pee. He was peeing right next to me, and I said, "Hey," I said, "Are you the guy that was in AJ's video?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's totally me." And he's like, "You have no idea how many times I've been asked that in the last couple of days." So I'm pretty sure he got hounded at Nationals, and is known as the guy that acted as the director in AJ's video. Too funny. I can't remember what his first name is, but he was supporting me all weekend. He's a pretty cool dude. But next thing here, Simone Jardim announces her retirement. She's been doing a podcast every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and she does it with I think she does it with either Eddie. Yeah. She does it with Eddie. And anyhow, I'm going to start from the beginning. So not only did I watch her podcast, but I also read the No Man's Land recent blog about her, and they put together a blog, I guess, after her podcast, and just did like a recap of what she talked about. But first and foremost, what was said is that she apparently dropped Lucy and Ben because of injuries and thinking that she wasn't going to compete in 2022. And obviously when she dropped them, she was considering not playing at all because of her being injured. And then she was able to take care of her injuries. She started feeling a lot better. And it kind of came down to, she didn't want to steal Lucy and Ben's partners after kind of pulling out and telling Ben and Lucy that she was going to be pulling out for 2022 because of injuries. She didn't want to take their partners, and she, probably took the more mature professional route and didn't cause a mess or didn't cause any drama, and was able to find her a women's partner. And I don't know if she's playing mixed next year, but I know she's playing women's with Leia Jansen. So, also what was noted in her podcast was that she is kind of seeing 2022 as her last year, and she wants to retire in 2023. So it looks like the GOAT is going to be gone in 2023. I can't tell you how much respect I have for Simone Jardim. When I first got in the sport, I would there's a couple times where I'd fly down to Naples. She'd find me a place to stay. I usually stay with this little host family, Cheryl and Tim. And this was when she was working at the US Open Academy, and I'd stay for a week and teach with Simone. Anyhow, learned a ton on the court working with Simone. And I think, out of all the teaching pros that I've taught with, she's definitely up there. Not only is she very knowledgeable, but she's great with people. She's super personable. She doesn't take herself too serious. And just a cool lady. So I wish her all the best. I would assume that she's going to stay in pickleball and help grow the sport, probably through teaching and through some junior stuff. I know she's got 2 kiddos, but anyhow, it's gonna be sad to see her leave. Okay, so nationals here. It was at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. Does not get any better than that. The best venue in pickleball, one of the best venues in tennis, and by far the best championship court in pickleball. I was listening to the Freestyle Boys podcast this morning, and they did not have a lot of nice things to say about nationals. They did not have a lot of nice things to say about USA Pickleball. And there is truth to some of that stuff, but I do believe that there was plenty of good out of that tournament, and it wasn't all negative. Always love going to Palm Springs. Anywhere you go, it's pristine. Every green, every golf course, I feel like is perfect. Landscaping, landscaping is always up to par. Anyhow, it's always easy to travel to Palm Springs. And if you're at the tennis garden, there is nothing like it. That place is pristine. But can't say enough about the tennis garden. I thought the general communication with staff and players, it wasn't all that great. There was a lot of players that were confused. I know my wife was very confused. She didn't know where the VIP area was, and it seemed like as a player, when I was asking the staff where certain courts were, they didn't really know what they were doing. So there was some of that. Do they have control over that stuff? I have no idea. I would assume that they do to a certain degree. But it just seemed like the security and the staff that was working there wasn't very educated with knowing the rules and regulations. And then simply with how spread out that venue is, the staff needs to know where the freaking courts are. Because if they don't, it's a jumbled mess. And there's a lot of amateurs out there that maybe don't have their phone. And if you don't have your phone and you don't know where the courts are, and the staff can't tell you where the courts are, let's just say I saw a lot of people like running around with their heads chopped off, trying to find their courts. So I thought that can be fixed. And yes, there is signs and stuff like that, but for gosh sakes, I would, I don't know, set up arrows, have bigger signs, but just have more information guiding and directing people towards the correct courts, because it was kind of a jumbled mess, if you ask me. The Airbnb that we stayed at, I took a bunch of stories of the place that we're staying at. Probably the coolest Airbnb that we have been to. And to be honest, we actually contacted the owner of the Airbnb and we said, hey, we're going to be in Palm Springs 6 times in 2022. Can we just book these dates now? And we have not heard back. So didn't know if we scared them away or if they're going to respond back and say, of course, since you're Tyson McGuffin, we will do anything for you. I'm joking. I'm totally joking. But it was our master bedroom was one of the bigger master bedrooms I've ever seen. We had a living room in our master bedroom, and the living room was 3 times the size of my living room that I have at my home. And not only did we have this huge living room in our master bedroom, but I'm a big steam sauna guy, and the shower had a steam sauna in it. So, and that gave me some good luck. And I started my day out each morning with about a 20-minute sweat session in that steam. So had the steam, had the big master bedroom, had this big super spacious open living room. Kitchen was super nice, brand new appliances. And on top of that, we had a cool little backyard, pool, hot tub, barbecue. Had some friends come over one night. We've been doing that anytime that anything that we're in California. We haven't done anywhere else, but anytime we're in California, we usually invite, 8 or 10 people over for a little dinner one night. And anyhow, so we had the dinner outside. It was a little chilly outside as I was barbecuing. So we ended up taking the gang indoors. But anyhow, out the backyard was a great setup to have people over, to have a little dinner, to have a little party. And then last but not least, we had this gigantic theater room for the kiddos. And I did some film, or did some film. I watched film each night on that big projector screen, and just gave myself a little ammo, kind of leading into the next day. If I was, for example, I was playing mixed doubles on Friday. Once I got done with singles on Thursday, went back to the house, showered, did all my recovery stuff, hung out with the kiddos, and then once everybody went to bed, went in the theater room, watched some of my previous mixed matches. Just kind of jotted down some good things that I was doing, some negative things that I was doing. But obviously tough to see the positivity of yourself playing when you're your world's biggest critic, if you know what I mean. I'm definitely that person. But anyhow, it was just nice to have this big open room to myself and to be able to watch some film. And just to have some, general insight leading into the next day. And a tip that I have out there, for all the viewers out there that play tournaments, if you're second guessing yourself, or if you need some more confidence, kind of leading into that next day, there is nothing wrong with watching yourself play or watching some old film. And I think there's something to be said. You can really gain a lot from obviously watching yourself play. There's nothing more real than watching yourself through film. But I know for myself, I can pick up on little things that I've done previously, and I can use those things again, or I can pinpoint negative things that I was doing. Maybe it was taking too much court. Maybe it was speeding up in the middle and not sitting and staying for the recounter. It was it could be a wide range of things. Anyhow, it's valuable, and it makes a lot of sense. And if you want some added confidence leading into that next day, I highly suggest watching some film and getting something from that. So, that was kind of what I did each night. Woke up the next day and kicked some more ass, if you know what I mean. So was able to walk away with 2 golds and a bronze. Ryan and I got gold in men's, got the cheap gold in singles, and then took bronze in mixed doubles. So let's talk about men's doubles first. So Ryan and I ended up playing Gabrielson and Lang in the winner's bracket semi. That was to get us into the winner's bracket final. Kind of a weird event. There was only 9 teams. So we were the 1 seed. Wright and Barr were the 2 seed. Lang and Gabrielson were the 4 seed. Dawson and Johnson were the 3 seeds. Sorry, but so played Gabrielson and Lang in the winners bracket semi. I think beat him 9-7. And the story of the men's day, was Dawson and Johnson beating Wright and Barr. Granted, Franklin Ball, Dawson, his game's probably enhanced by 10-15%, maybe not 15%, maybe 5-10% with that Franklin Ball. J-Dub played extremely well. I think I honestly think that Duraball probably suits J-Dub better. But with Callan and all the lobbing and how physical he is with his dinking, how low he gets, how he likes to scramble and kind of use defense as good offense, that ball definitely caters to him. So those guys beat Wright and Barr in the semis. We played them in the finals. Lost the first game. They played extremely well. Callan kept freaking lobbing over my head. And I kid you not, that guy can disguise his lob better than anybody. He can lob. He can lob when the ball is bouncing on its apex. He can lob as a half volley, or he can lob out of the air. So he's got 3 different looks. And he rarely ever, so he was, so I was going cross court to cross court with Dawson in that first game, and he rarely ever lobbed over Riley. It was always cross court. So there's value behind lobbing cross court when there's 2 righties. If you're on the right side and you're lobbing cross court, you know, if you're dinking cross court and you lob cross court, it's over that righty's left shoulder, and the person that's in front of you has to move diagonally back for that overhead. Anyhow, even with Rye being crazy athletic, that's an uncomfortable movement for even someone that's athletic like Riley to be moving back diagonally and trying to take that overhead. Anyhow, the first game resulted in me tracking down those lobs, letting it bounce, and then trying to recover and get established off of that. But that lob literally ate us up in the first game. And then, even halfway into game 2, it was still eating us up. Once Callan missed his first lob, which was like late in game 2, it was like 7-6 game 2, I had a little sense that we may be crawling our way back in after he missed that first lob. Anyhow, we chipped away, found a couple things that worked, put me on the left for a little bit, showed him a different look. We're able to win game 2 and then clawed in game 3 and used that momentum and ended up cleaning up in game 3. And then obviously we ended up playing on Sunday, played championship Sunday, ended up playing Dawson and Johnson again. And to be honest, after kind of getting a really good sense of what kind of team they are in game 2 and game 3 of the winners bracket final, I know myself felt extremely confident, and we kind of felt like, hey, we can beat them in a wide range of ways. We can beat them just out grinding them. We can beat them, you know, just through dinking and playing high percentage and by the book, or you know, we could play with a bit more risk. Look to drive the third, get Rye disconnecting, and then also, you know, looking to flip a bit more from the kitchen line or just speed up and clean up from there. So we kind of felt like we could beat him in a wide range of ways. And as you saw in that finals, it wasn't probably fun pickleball to watch because it was like 30, 40, 50 ball dinking rallies. And there was a lot of, long, grindy, grueling points. There just wasn't a whole lot of offense. So we just kind of felt like at that given moment, you know, we'd won game 1 like 11-1, and nobody really sped up. And so we're like, shoot, like, you know, we won game 1 11-1, even though it was like a 15-minute game. Do we really need to put our foot on the gas and look to be more aggressive? And we decided not. We decided, hey, let's just keep with what's working. And anyhow, ended up beating them like 1-3-6. And got my first men's national doubles title. Super pumped about that. I'd won 2 previous national titles in singles. Now I have 3 in singles, and then I have one in doubles. So happy to be a national champ in men's dubs. I've been working at being a better doubles player for a long time, and so I feel like I'm starting to get some credit and be seen as one of the top dogs in dubs. So. Very good end of the year for me. I'd mentioned in a Instagram post that, I think just, having 4 kids, having Mac this year, dealing with the chaos. My wife has a business, I have the camp stuff. We have all the content on YouTube. Anyhow, we literally run a million miles an hour, and most people look into our situation or look into our life and usually think, how on earth do you guys do it? So it was just, it's a cool end of the year for us, for my wife and I, knowing that, hey, we worked our ass off. We didn't have really any time to breathe, and we're swimming in water up to our chin. But kids are healthy. We still love each other, and this guy is still producing some pretty good results. So, blessed with where we're at in life, and just a good end of the year. So we are more than happy. A couple other things that happened at nationals is I may have went 7-0 against J-Dub. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I saw way too many people that I know. It's kind of funny when I show up to tournaments now. I'm kind of seen as like the, I'm more so chopped liver. Usually my fans who have taken my camp, who have, or who are following me on YouTube, either want to see my wife or they want to see the kids. And obviously at Nationals, with children under 12 years old not being allowed into the venue, we did not have my kids there. So there was a lot of people that were, just a little upset that the McGuffins didn't have the best part of them there. And the best part of them there is not my wife and I. It is kiddos. But so way too many people that I know. But kind of cool. The client or the clientele, the person that I see now at tournaments that comes up and says hi, I don't know, probably 60% of them have either been in a camp or they strongly follow my YouTube channel and love the podcast, love all the instructional videos. So I'm just happy that I can give back and that I'm not just seen as the athlete, that I'm, seen as the dad. I'm seen kind of more in like a lifestyle type light, and then also seen as, hopefully one of the authorities of teaching in pickleball. So, that was kind of the goal from the start, was to be bigger than pickleball, was to be bigger than just being an athlete, and I feel like we are doing that pretty well. Last thing here. Obviously different feeling with not as many players being there. I don't know. Nationals obviously probably doesn't hold as much sting power with 20-30% of the pro players not being there, especially, two of the top dogs not being there, Ben and Jay Divier. I think Nationals used to be known as like the biggest tournament in the world. If you won Nationals, you were kind of seen as like the top dog. Now we have the PPA and the APP tours. And so I think obviously National doesn't hold as much credit, but I'm more than happy to walk away and let people know that I got 2 golds in my back pocket. On this bullet rim breakdown, we're going to be taking a look at some points from Nationals. Want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor who is providing this content. That's Selkirk TV. Appreciate you guys. Let's take a look at some points and give you guys a little insight. Okay, first point here, we got Rye and I doing our thing. Got our typical format with me on the right, usually grinding away, seeing about 99% of the balls. Yeah, Callan, get that lob out of here. You ain't lobbing me. Okay, hang on real quick. So we're gonna start this over here. Okay. So we got the boys. We got J-Dub in front of me, Callum there. Okay. All right, and watch this. Yeah. And what's kind of interesting too here. I'm gonna back up just a little bit. So Callum took so many balls. I mean, this honestly is like in halfway yellow, halfway green. It's right around his hip, and as most people maybe would do, would either dink it back cross court or would just choose not to go at Riley. But as we see here, obviously Callum's like, hey, I do not want to go head to head with this guy, even though Callum was winning a high percentage of hand speed battles against Rye. But once Rye got dialed, we all know what happened. But Callum chose to lob a lot here and not go back behind Rye, but as we see, got Callum lobs. I was able to get back to it, show a little athleticism. J-Dub looks to Ernie, and obviously his Ernie found the tape, gave me a little time to slide, find a forehand, and that's all she wrote. Okay, point number 2 here. See, guy. Okay. All right. Oh, me and the Share Bear. There's a pretty funny photo of Sherry. It's game 3, 9-6, and Sherry is walking on the court, and he hadn't quite put his shirt on yet, and he may be packing an extra 20, and I say that with love. And talk about a guy who literally is a walking highlight reel, whether he's on the court or he's off the court. And he's packing 20 pounds, and he's late 30s, and he's playing with some youngsters. Got to give the guy kudos. All right, got herself a little grindy singles point. Playing a little cat and mouse, sneak in, close, and for all you singles junkies out there, so why I chose to come in here, okay? Again, pretty good drop. Okay, time. I'm gonna go back here. Boom. Okay. So when I hit this drop, I see that Sherry's moving laterally. Sherry's moving off to his right. He had been taking a couple balls up the line, so I kind of had figured he was gonna take this ball up the line. And most importantly, he is looking at small picture, which is the ball. Since I hit an aggressive drop, it gives me time to be a little sneaky and gives me license to come up and look to close on the next one. Why? It's because I hit an aggressive drop that set the tone to this whole play. If it was a floaty drop and he's looking at big picture, meaning he's looking at me when I come in and he's not so focused on small picture, then he could pick his spots from there. But since I was able to hit a drop with 10% or 15% more intent and the ball got down, it was more of like a hybrid drop. It was a half drive, half drop. Put me in a position to close and take that, Sherry. This is my house. I own this court. Little does everybody know, I actually signed my signature on the baseline after our men's doubles final, just to let people know that I own this court. Benny, if you show up at Nationals next year, I still own this court. Okay. This looks like a typical Newman special point, in which I don't like. No, not in this house. Rye. Okay. So Rye's trying to get his hands dirty. And he's trying to poke his head in so he can be aggressive with that poach and that pancake. But I said no. I said no, and I said no. I'm gonna watch that again. Okay. He's got AL hitting the return to Linz, and take a look here. So some of you may think, gosh, why are you over on Annalee's side? So I personally think in mixed that if there's one time where the guy can be a bit more aggressive and maybe overcompensate a little bit is when his opponents are in transition and they've just hit a drop and they're working their way up and they're trying to get established. I like the guy on the left, like taking a roll volley or just being aggressive with his 4th, 6th, and his 8th off of his girl's inside foot. Just a good way to really put pressure on your opponents, make yourself be seen in the middle. Sorry, and as you see here, I stay middle, I stay clogged. Let her take that one. I take this one. Rye comes over, and then I find the open spot. That was a doozy match, if you ask me. That was a little I formation, Newman I formation. I can't tell you how many times they win points with them being an I formation. Okay, Share Bear. Here's another one. Hey, come on, Share. Oh no, what is this? This is nonsense. Quit doing that. Ankles were broken, but nobody was hurt. And flick it. I've got to stop taking my backhand cross court. For gosh sakes, I am so stupidly predictable. I've got to stop taking that thing cross court. Okay, let's see again here. Sherry hits the return. I go inside in. It's just a complete scramble point from here. Again, I got to go line. He's not even covering line. And goes back behind me. Shorts fall down. Oh no. I should have threw my paddle at Byron. Nope. Okay. All right, we got ourselves a mixed point here. Annalee just such a good job on the right. She played steady. She beat guys head to head. She can Ernie. She doesn't miss a dink. She doesn't miss a drop. And in this particular situation, she does such a good job of using her forehand dink and rolling that thing and keeping Rye honest. This is a stupid point. I'm pretty sure we lose this. Oh, never mind. I mean, come on now. We're up 11-4, 2-0. Finish the stinking match. Gosh, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've almost put the Newmans away and they climb back. Lindsay is about as tough as they come. I'll tell you what, she's about as tough as they come. I mean, she's 6 months pregnant, and I mean, talk about a girl who's just a complete gamer. I mean, she can grind grueling points out. She's gonna fight like there's no tomorrow. We see Annalie speeds up here with the backhand, and as we all know, with my curriculum, when you speed up backhand, you look to clean up backhand. And as we saw, I'm gonna rewind there. As we saw, Annalie sped up with the backhand, and look where it came right back to. It's funny how that happens. Okay, here we go. Speed up backhand, stay backhand. Or look this. Speed up in zone 1. Speed up in zone 1. Came back in zone 1. Boom. Like it. Speed up zone 1. Clean up zone 1. Okay, Share Bear and I stealing the show. Got ourselves one more singles point. I can't tell you how many times he does this. He will hit a return and he stays back. And then from there, he can pass pretty well off his back foot as he's scrambling and probably breathing through his straw. It seems like anytime I play him, he's sucking pond water. Okay. Men's Doves point. Looks like a little isolation here. Looks like somebody's trying to isolate me. So this is 7-6. This was not the point that Callan missed his lob, but this was a big point. And I mean, what in the heck am I doing here? Okay. I mean, I've got so this makes, I mean, this is a good tip for the viewers here. So, hang on. So Callan slides this thing in there, right? And let's just watch Callan speed up. This is probably one of the more creative speed ups you will see in the game. What's this? Flip it. Okay, but as Rye and Callan are fighting swords head to head, J-Dub is pinching middle. I am not pinching middle. I'm thinking, hey, Rye's going to clean up the mess. Rye's going to polish it off. And with that being said, I'm not pinching middle, and I'm kind of back. I need to be making a wall with Riley, and my court positioning or my feet need to be a bit more upright near the kitchen line, and I should be kind of leaning or shading towards the middle. So tip here is that if your partner is in a hand speed battle head to head, you need to be sliding over and pinching middle and looking to fight with them. Because as you see, I'm not. I took a step back, pop it up, now we're in trouble. Okay, but I'm gonna run this play here. Okay, so forehand to forehand, moving balls around. Yep. Callan can really dink aggressively with his forehand. I found myself scrambling a lot. Okay. Aggressive roll. You know, I mean, something to think about there. I was giving Callan a hard time for not speeding up, but you know, I mean, I had a ball out of the air here. So that ball there, I probably could have sped up on. It's high, but I chose to dink aggressively cross court. Why? It's because J-Dub seemed like his hands were pretty thumpy, and he was more than ready for my speed up when I tried to speed up a couple times early in game 1 and then early in game 2. Okay. Callan's got good hands, and I mean, look at Dawson here. Look at the transition from backhand to forehand, and with him holding the grip so high in that unorthodox grip. Look, yeah. See how like he doesn't really camp more towards backhand. It's more in like a neutral ready, but he's probably one of the quickest to really open up that forehand shoulder and get ready for a forehand volley. As most of us, get jammed kind of in that chicken wing or dead space area in zone 3 and 4. All right, another grindy Newman point. Get your ass there, Tyson. Get your ass there. Okay, so looks like there we go. AL gets one down. Now we're in it. Okay. See how she was, that's good play. Jeez. What a stupid point. Get out of here. Keep Rye honest. Yeah, she hit that one. Oh my. Yeah, no, it's back. It's back. She hit that one so well. Yeah, look how many times in this point. Look how many times in this point she's able to pull Riley out of the middle. Okay. I pop this up. She's able to play some good defense. Okay, Rye comes at her. Swing, and then she ends up blocking this cross, pull him out of position, opens up Linz. Now we're moving, pull him back out, speed up. He tries to poach, she catches the outside edge. I mean, talk about somebody who's very, very efficient at kissing the outside edge of the ball or catching the ball at 3 o'clock. And really getting comfortable with that, Swedish massage-like forehand dink where you're just kind of barely caressing the outside edge, and you're able to get some good shape and get that thing cross court. There's another one. And as we all know, we know that her two-hander is good, but you guys probably didn't know how good that stinking forehand is. You know what I love too is that. In 99% of these points, I am winning 99% of the points. So Cooper, that put this little highlight reel together, I appreciate you, buddy, and know that makes me feel pretty good because I have not seen myself lose 1 point. Can we cut ourselves another Newman point here? Roll that thing cross court, open that up. I mean, she rolled it so aggressively cross court that Rye had to throw up a lob. You can't give AL enough credit. Why we were able to be so successful and put herself in a position to take bronze was because she was not only was she very consistent, but she was able to move the ball around. She can roll the backhand dink cross court. She can roll the forehand dink cross court. She can beat guys head to head. Talk about a girl that does not have many weaknesses, that can do it all. Okay, Share Bear and I. He's lobbing me? Come on now, he can't be lobbing me. Let's go. Okay, got the open stance serve. He returns pretty aggressively cross court, doesn't come in. Okay, he goes with the 4-shot lob. Probably not an educated shot selection if you ask me. Here's another one. Oh, okay. Okay, so typical play that I use in singles. Serve out wide, short return, bang the forehand cross court. I'm gonna show that again. Short in the middle of the court, begging to be spanked. If you're playing singles and you get a short return like that, the ball is screaming to be spanked. Please punish that thing. Okay, last but not least, last one here. Okay, Rye kind of throws up that higher third. He's kind of known to do that. I think he's trying to bait you to go at him when he does that. So it's a pretty smart move by him. He comes into poach, trying to keep Lindsay honest. We have this kind of awkward point going on. Rye's moving all over. Lindsay's back scrambling, just trying to plug the hole. Linz hits an aggressive dink. I wouldn't say it was aggressive, but was more so aggressive placement, not pace. But pulls me out of position. I was able to find the ATP and win that point there. I guess we got one more. Okay, I'm pretty sure that was my only lob of the match. Ernie, get your ass out of the kitchen. Okay, got Rye coming in. Linz and AL. I was able to find a little speed up there, move the ball around. Okay. Look at that with some fancy footwork on the sideline. Just maybe not too fancy. My gosh. Looked pretty fumbly if you ask me. Looks pretty unathletic. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, this point was pretty unreal. So we ended up playing these guys first round of men's, and some chests were being fluffed up. pumping that chest up. Anyhow, this crazy point. So this crazy point, I end up speeding up pretty hard at Dave and put it right in front of Riley. I didn't think Dave was going to be ready. And as you saw here, Dave punched that thing back. Rye kind of cleaned up his mess because he popped up the first volley. Dave came at him again. And then Rye, I've seen Ben do this way too many times, and I saw AL do it a bunch too. It's like this swooping backhand. Anyhow, he ended up finding a line. Share Bear, doesn't get much better than that, brother. Okay. Playing a little singles here. Spank a forehand cross court with a little bark. I mean, come on now. Typical TM special. But one thing we should touch on here is that as you're playing singles, if you go aggressive on the return and you're still moving as you come in, you're a bit more vulnerable. So if you're going to be aggressive on the return and you're going to be late coming in, you have to break down sooner. Sherry's still, he's breaking down somewhat soon, but I mean, honestly, has to take place before the pass. So if you're going to be aggressive on the return, know that you need to be breaking down much sooner, and your breakdown zone is probably going to be in the half-court zone. Got some more mix for you. So Rye sped up at AL. AL totally shanked at the ball, found the kitchen, played some good defense. Now we're back in it. She speeds up. I block. AL pops it up again in the same spot. We end up getting one down. Rye tries to hit a drop. That is a classic Newman point that the Newmans usually play, but they were on the other side of it. There is nothing more deflating in pickleball than to be at the kitchen line in a offensive position, being aggressive with your opponent's back at the baseline, and you're hitting overhead after overhead after overhead, and you're trying to be aggressive, and you're pushing them back, and all of a sudden they get one down, and they're 14 feet away, and you lose the point, and you get thinking, oh my gosh, I just worked my butt off to put the stinking ball away, and now here they are 14 feet away, and we lose the point. If you play good defense and you end up winning that point, you need to always bring the energy after. I mean, that is a huge momentum turnaround. If you can win one or two of those and you're down, talk about an uphill climb. There's nothing easier to get yourself back in the match than to win a couple long, grindy, grueling points like that, and to bring the energy and say, come on, and kind of use that to get you over the hump. Hope you guys enjoyed the Boiler Room Breakdown, and want to say thanks again to Selkirk TV for providing that content. Okay, so World Pickleball Open. I'm going to start out by saying DJ Young is king. DJ Young is king. DJ Young is king. Guy won men's dubs, and he won mixed with our girl Vivian David, probably one of the biggest sweethearts in pickleball. Love me some Viv. And just to spread a little gossip out there, I believe that Deckel Barr and Vivian's sister Sarah may be dating. Triple Deck and Sarah are hot and heavy. And the pickleball world should know. Love me some Deckel Barr. There's even though that man is pretty big and he's earning way too much on me, he is probably one of the sweeter, softest gentleman that I have met. And when he says come on, that is a man's come on. It scares the hell out of you. But when you get him off the court and you're sitting down having a conversation with him, he's a pretty cool dude. And he doesn't sound anything like his roar on the court, if you know what I mean. Anyhow, Thomas Wilson and Darian won gold. T-Dub is what I like to call him. T-Dub. Love me some Thomas Wilson. But so those guys won gold. Darian won 2 golds. Frank won singles. And the men's final was pretty wild. Yates and Cassidy. Don't know who came through. I believe Yates and Cassidy won the best 2 out of 3. They had to come through the back door, won best 2 out of 3, and then the gain of 15 went to 18-16, and Darian slapped a Ferrari forehand in the middle for a winner. Clean winner at 18-16. And Cassidy and Yates looked at each other and couldn't believe it. But World Pickleball Open, I was surprised that that tournament had players, but I mean, obviously, if there's people that didn't want to play nationals, then they played World Pickleball Open. Or there's players like Ben who chose to finish off his season at Casa Grande, which totally makes sense as well. Okay, so family weekend coming up. People may know, but today is my birthday. I don't feel any different. I'm 32, and I woke up with the same ADHD variables in my brain, and been running and gunning all day, and babies are crying, and everything is the exact same. I just hope that I'm a better pickleball player. So we are going to Coeur d'Alene Resort tonight. Got ourselves a dinner at Beverly's. There's this drink called Bee's Knees. Last time I was there, I think I had like 10 or 12 of them. But essentially, it's 2 shots of gin, honey, lemon, and basil. And the drink is stupid. I had way too many of them last time, and we had way too much fun. But so we're going to head to Coeur d'Alene Resort tonight. Got a romantic dinner at Beverly's, and we're going to, I think, have a little spa day in the morning. And then tomorrow, I'm picking my son up, Ty, in Moses Lake. We're always meet halfway, and going to take him back to Coeur d'Alene. And then Saturday morning, we are taking off for Paradise, Montana. Never been dying to go. It's called Quinn's Hot Springs, one of the most well-known hot springs in the state of Montana. It's about 2 hours from us. Been wanting to go since I moved to Coeur d'Alene 4 years ago. This place has been booked out for years, and we booked 9 months ago, and we're able to snag 2 cabins. Anyhow, it's gonna be fun. Bring in just 3 kids. Not bringing Mac. Mac's staying with my mom, just because obviously hot springs aren't as infant friendly, if you know what I mean. And so my mom is taking one for the team, as she did at nationals. I did not mention that. My mom, she's lovely. Love my mother, and it's been a great transition, her moving over. But she watched the kiddos all 4 days at nationals because they obviously couldn't go in. So leaving for Quinn's Hot Springs Saturday morning. Gonna crush it there through Tuesday. Got dinner reservations Friday I got dinner reservations Sunday and Monday. There's not really a whole lot to do at the resort aside from all the hot springs and cold. There's a couple of cold plunges and hot tubs and pools and all that good stuff. So I think we'll just kind of treat it as like a relaxing weekend. Mac is staying here, but Sky, Ty, and Bankers will be living the dream in those natural springs. My name is Tyson McGuffin. This is the McGuffin Show. This was episode 27. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and turn those notifications on to the McGuffin Pickleball Club, and have yourself a good day.